In the efforts of taking care of myself, I realized that I have done a good job this week. So I went to a bar, a cigar bar to be exact. And as you can see, my beautiful hair got cigarette smoke in it. So for those of you that are not watching on YouTube, I'm bald headed. So I really got no cigar smoke in my hair. It just got in my clothes. But I realized that, when preparing to go to a cigar bar, you better get ready for the smoke. If you ain't ready for that smoke, don't go in the kitchen, baby. That's what I tell you. But welcome to another episode of Unstripped After 40. So, like I tell you, in the efforts of taking care of myself, I realized that, you just can't go out there and just keep, bang your body, bang your body. You have to relax it sometimes. So that's why I decided to do this weekend is relax my body and go to a cigar bar. Now, interesting, we're going to get back to the real part of what my story is going to be about. But as I start, one of the fun games that I did play in the cigar bar, if y'all never tried it before, so you get like 5 or 6 quarters. You walk back maybe 10 to 15 feet. And then at the end of that 10 to 15 feet, it's a frog with his mouth open, right? Now, your job is to take that quarter and chuck it and get it into the frog mouth. In my, let me see, kind of explanation, it's kind of like playing darts. That's what it is. It's like playing darts, but it's a European game. That's what I've been told. I haven't looked it up, so if those of y'all that's, please don't eat me alive. Okay, I think it's a European game. I'm not sure, but it's like I say, it's a frog, and you go back 15 feet, 15, I think 10 to 15 feet, and you take quarters and you try to chuck the quarters into the frog mouth. And it's a bullfrog, so it's kind of big. I don't know if y'all ever seen a bullfrog in person. A bullfrog, if you ball your fist up, average size fist, like an average size man fist or woman fist, it is about big as that, most bullfrogs. So it's kind of a fun game, but that's not what I came to tell you about, okay? Now, as I said, I went and got ready to go. Well, I didn't tell you I get ready, so that's where you get the story back. This is why I need to sometime write a strip. This unstripped, I tell you, boy, it gets you sometimes. But anyway, dressing or getting ready for a club these days as a over 40 person is different. Back when I was younger, I had the wardrobe to dress for anything. And my wardrobe these days is still, let me see, extensive, may say. I maybe got a shirt like my daughter said that I had for like almost 15 years, but it still fits. It still look good. I think I should be able to keep it in my closet. So you know what? She'll be all right. But the kicker for this, as I was preparing myself to get ready, I brought my son in and I was talking to him while I was getting ready and picking up my clothes. He pointed out something that I didn't realize that now that he said it, it's going to stick with me into the rest of my days. But if you haven't noticed, or most of y'all haven't met me, I have a simple wardrobe. I realize that you stick with certain colors. And with me being that I'm dark skinned, I don't wear like bright yellow. That's just not going to work out for me. I usually kind of stay with the darker tone colors, light tone colors, not bright and eccentric. So you will never see me wearing a neon green shirt or a bright orange shirt. It's no, maybe burnt orange or something like that, but that's about the brightest you're gonna get me out here in these streets, okay, when it comes to fashion. And that's what we're gonna talk about this week right here. Fashion over 40, okay? Now, as my son pointed out, within my closet, my shoes, which I buy them in pairs, which most people should buy their shoes in pairs. I've been doing this way before I turned 40. I believe that, right? If you have a black pair, you need a brown pair. It's just like a belt. You need a black belt, you need a brown belt. To me, that is the basics of wardrobe, of dressing, period. You got to have the basic colors so that you can branch out and go to all those other elaborate colors that most people like wearing. Not me, but other people, you know? So if I want to wear, that banana color suit, like back in Dick Tracy, and I know y'all know who Dick Tracy is. If it's not, look him up. Or The Mask with Jim Carrey, those suits and stuff, they color coordinate. Back when, I'm gonna mess the dates up, but back when Malcolm X, during that time frame, the 60s and 70s, they used to call this thing called zoot suits, right? And when you wear a zoot suit, you came out to dress to impress. It's just like the roaring 20s, back then, most men and women, when they came out the house, they came dressed to impress. They wear a suit. The women wear a nice, beautiful skirt, form fitting, of course, with some flowers maybe. The men come out with a nice suit. And like I say, they go that European slim. That's what it is. But as we move up into today's world, comfortability is a thing. Now, me, after 40, yes, I do like to be comfortable. I will find me some shoes that fit my feet in comfortability. Like right now, I'm in the Birkenstock era, okay? Because Birkenstock fits my arches for my feet, and it makes my feet feel good. So that's the where I'm at right now. But as I'm rambling, let me get back to my story, okay? So the fashion sense over 40, for most of us over 40, we believe that still to this day, like I was talking about the raging 20s, when we step out the house, we have to step out the house, fashion ready. I'm not going to go out the house to go to any place in some jogging pants and just a t-shirt. Yes, I know the irony. I am shooting this podcast for those that's seeing on YouTube in a t-shirt and a hat. My head cold. But when I go out, I wear a nice hat, I wear a button-up shirt. I wear some slacks or some jeans with a nice pair of shoes. I go out to look good. My son, on the other hand, he goes out with some freaking New Balances, which nothing's wrong with New Balances. But if you're wearing New Balances that 80-year-olds wear, that's a problem, okay? He shouldn't be wearing that. He's in his early 20s. Matter of fact, he just hit his 20s. He should be dressing better than that, okay? He got like a oversized shirt with some oversized jeans. I guess, look here, that's the way you want to dress. That's the way the kids dress. And I kind of figure it's just not him. It's all of them, okay? So to me, I'm thinking like, where did I went wrong as a parent? Because he see my entourage of clothes that I wear when I go out, and I was hoping that he would somewhat pick up my style. Yeah. I felt that. Apparently, he think my style is old manish. Because like I said, he came in my closet. He said, "Dad, why you got two of the same shoe, but one in a black and a brown?" And that I went through the spiel with him. I said, the basics of fashion, dressing, you got to have the basic colors to build off of. It used to be this thing back in the day where they tell you about a suit, right? So they say you need a black suit, blue suit, and a beige suit, or like dark brown. I can't do beige. I'm gonna get like a dark brown color, and then you need a white shirt, a blue shirt, a black shirt, right? And then with combinations, you can come up with multiple outfits with just those suits. And y'all can look that up. Like I said, it's Steve Harvey came out with it. That's who Steve Harvey came out with it, and said if you get these color suits, you better wear so many suits. And y'all see the way Steve Harvey dress up in his suits. He look fly all the time. Not saying I'm no Steve Harvey, but I do look fly when I go out. Okay, so but getting ready to go to the cigar bar, like I said, I didn't wear a suit. I'm not in the suit age. I realized that I had to tailor my style to wear things. But I did wear some nice khakis, okay? Now they got these khakis that got scratched, like the golf khakis. That was the golf. I call them the golf pants because they flexible. They like some like tights, but you know they like khaki style. They wrinkle resistant, water resistant stuff. Like because I knew I was gonna go someplace that was smoky, and I wore me a nice button down, you know, the stretchy one. Cause I lift weights now. You know, I'm getting bigger. I make sure my clothes, I can move my clothes. Cause you know, although I want to look good, I want to be fashionable and comfortable. Fashionable and comfortable. That is the key to when you after 40. That's why I start back saying, you know, the Birkenstocks. So got dressed. He done read me about it. Came out. He said, man, you look good like you were getting ready to go to church. I said, you know what? I know I do look good. What do you mean I'm getting ready to go to church? So I don't know if it was a compliment or a backhand comment. I'm trying to figure out. I'm still wrapping my mind around it. So those in the comments, please let me know what you think it was, because I'm a little confused. I pretty much think he was messing with me. Okay, I think he was giving me a backhand comment. But like I was saying, I went out and like I said, went to the cigar bar and had a great time, okay? Besides the smoke, like I said, I used to smoke cigars back in the day, but now I don't smoke. And the cigar smoke in the bars be thick. So like I said, I don't smoke or drink, so no more, period. But I want to go out with some friends since, you know, I did good this week and had a good time. And then thinking about to myself as I was going out, how my fashion sense as me as a male over 40 has evolved from when I was a teenager, from talking with my kids. So I like to say, when I was younger, I used to wear, I think I said this before, I think when I was in middle school, so I had to wear white, I wore the white t-shirts with the blue jeans and the cutoff. That was the thing back then with some Nikes, you know. You had some Air Maxes, okay? The Air Max is 95, you know, they came back, you know. And when I went to high school, you know, I started going to, you know, wearing jeans and slacks with the polo shirts, you know, with the nice collar and stuff, with all the different colors now. Not the bright colors, just all the different colors. And even though I didn't have, I say polo style shirts. I didn't say polo. Okay, so let's keep that clear. We ain't had that much money for me to get no polo. I don't even wear polo now. Shoot, polo costs money. But the polo shirt, you know, but back then, even then, I know that you have a black belt, a brown belt, and even though I wore, I didn't wear, let me see, I don't think I wore sneakers that much. No, I didn't wear sneakers that much, but I wore, you know, dress style shoes. They wasn't like penny loafers, and which I did have some penny loafers. Now, penny loafers was the jam back then, which I had back then a black pair and a brown pair. Now, I couldn't change the penny to be black or brown. I should have painted the penny to make it black. So I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to bring back penny loafers. And we're going to keep going. Because I know I can look good and things. But I am going to move to loafers. So for all of you out there that's over 40, you know, take that style, and for this week or a couple of things, I'm going to post some pictures of me, you know, dressed up, looking nice. I'm going to snap in the window, you know how those kids do. But I know over 40, we are killing the dress game. And like I say, it all starts with the basics, like I told my son. So if you out there and you already know the basics of dressing and you're dressing fly over 40 when you stepping out that house, because I know you are. I see y'all out there. Like I said, when I was at a cigar bar, I seen no cats out there. I think I seen one cat had a bow tie that was made out of real feathers, goose feathers to be exact. So hands down, I ain't even know they made bow ties with goose feathers, because I'm not a bow tie guy. I wear a tie every now and then, but I'm not really a tie guy. I want to feel restrained. So, but for all of you out there, over 40, looking good, keep it up.